everybody, welcome back. My name is Cassie. I am the Evil Secret Ninja, and I talk about books and review books on my channel. And today I'm joined by Lulu, who's going to sit here on my lap and be good, hopefully. So today I'm doing my first TBR for 2022. This is the books that I want to read in January. I'm kind of making the assumption that things are going to be a little bit busier for me in January, and I'm not going to get to as many books or as many big books. So I'm going to read some smaller books. Still plan to read 11 a month, and I'm actually not sure if I'm going to get to a lot more than that in 2022. Simply because I am taking on some extra work and picking up some clients on the side from my job, which I'm really excited to do, but it just means a little bit less time for reading. But I'm still planning to get through at least 11 a month. For my TBRs, I pick 4 physical books, 4 ebooks, and 2 audiobooks. And then I also have a professional reading book that I read for work. So here's the physical books I plan to read. First one that I'm picking up is Malice by John Gwynne. So I'm going to finally pick up this. This is the first book of The Faithful and the Fallen. Heard great things about John Gwynne, and I'm ready to decide whether or not I agree with them or not. The next physical book I plan to pick up, Us Against You by Frederick Bachmann, and this is the second book in the Beartown series. I believe it's going to be a trilogy, and I believe the third one is out, it's just not translated yet. So this is about a town where everybody plays hockey, and in Beartown something happened, and that kind of like threw the whole town into chaos. So I'm excited to pick that up and see what happens next in the series. The next physical book I plan to pick up is The Hidden Brain: How Our Unconscious Minds Elect Presidents, Control Markets, Wage Wars, and Save Our Lives by Shankar Vedantam. And this is, he does a podcast called The Hidden Brain. He's looks a lot at how our brains work and how they affect, obviously, the choices that we make. So, and a lot of times it's unconscious. So I've been excited to get into his work, and I like his podcast and all that kind of stuff. I'm excited to finally read the book. And then the last physical book I am going to pick up is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Kesey. And this is a classic about a mental health facility, I believe in the 60s. And I think there's some question as to whether it's accurately how they were treated back then. Obviously, I've seen the movie, and I think it's time to pick it up and see what the book's like. The professional reading book that I plan to read, and that is called Women Who Run with Wolves, Myths and Stories About the Wild Woman Archetype, and that is by Clarissa, Pinkola, Estes. Alright, so those are all the physical books I plan to read, and here are the ebooks that I'm hoping to pick up. The first one is Dune by Frank Herbert, and this is the first book in the Dune series. And I haven't seen the new movie yet. I've seen the older movies, and I've never read the book, so I'm ready to pick it up and see what it's like. The second ebook that I plan to pick up is The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett, and this is the first book in the Discworld series. I've never read Discworld. I know it's kind of like a farce for fantasy, so I'll see what that's about. I read some Piers Anthony that was that was kind of a farce of fantasy, so we'll see what this one's like. The next one that I plan to pick up is Wilder Girls by Rory Power, and this is I believe it's a dark academia about some girls in a academy, and they get exposed to some kind of pathogen or something. So I'll see what that's about. The next one is Cersei by Madeline Miller, and this is a retelling of Cersei and Persephone. I know it has something to do with the underworld in like Greek mythology. I'm excited to pick up that and see what that's about. So those are the 4 ebooks that I plan to read. And then my 2 audiobooks that are on my agenda. First one is This Is Your Brain on Food, an indispensable guide to the surprising foods that fight depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD, ADD, and more. And that is by Naidoo. It sounds like it's something very relevant to my field about how what we eat affects our mood and can help with certain disorders. And the second audiobook that I'm going to listen to is Iron Gold by Pierce Brown, and this is the 4th book in the Red Rising series. And I know like the first 3 were kind of their own trilogy, and so this one picks up sometime after, so we get to see the results of what was done in the first 3, where we had a hierarchical society based on color, and we had a red who was at the bottom, was a slave, and he infiltrated the golds who were at the top, and they were the rulers, and he was trying to build an uprising against the way things were done. Excited to continue that and see how the story goes on. Okay, so those are the 11 books that I'm hoping to pick up in the month of January. So thank you all for watching, and have a nice day. Thanks, bye.